Go.
Hi, welcome to the latest in the series of Panintelligence Training. So we're going to take you through Practical 4 now. Again, this follows on from Practical 3. I'm going to select my category, go down to Practical 4. Once again, we've set you up a page. This time we've got two chart cells on here, and we're going to do exactly as we did before. We're going to go into the Edit Chart screen, but this time we're going to create a table. So I select my chart type and go into Table, go back to Data. This looks ever so slightly different. So I'm going to start adding my objects. Select Product and then click Add. Now this puts me into Add mode now. So I can just start to add any columns that I want. So I just click on Insurer. I'm going to select, let me see, I'm going to select the campaign. I'm going to go and select the date. And bring in my cancelled rate, the conversion rate, and the total commission. So I've now got a nice data table with some objects in here. I'm going to go up to the top exactly as I did with the charts and give it a name. So I'm going to call this Simple Table and save it. And there we go. Just like when we did the charts, we've now got a dashboard page with a nice table in there. On the bottom cell, I'm going to click the plus button and go back into the Edit Chart screen. Again, I'm going to go straight to the chart type and select Table. And this time I'm going to start adding the objects, but in exactly the same way. So what I'm going to do is select my product, click the Add button again to go into addition mode, so I start adding my columns. I'm going to select in here cancelled rate. I'm then going to select my conversion rate. So you can see these adding in here, and I'm going to go and select my under region. I'm going to bring in the region. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into a crosstab, so I'll set the region as a header, and what that allows me now to see is product north and south with different values for the cancellation rate. So that's what we call a crosstab. So I'm going to save this now and call this Simple Crosstab. So again, just save that and that drops onto the page. Okay, great. So we've got two tables on the page now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into this top chart and split the chart cell just like we did in Practical 2 with the layouts. So I've got a new chart cell here, and I'm going to go into my chart library and I'm going to search for a chart. So I can see my simple table, and as we did before in the layouts, I want to move it over to the right, so I re-pick it from the library. Again, in the top left now, I go and pick my item, and I'm going to create and go and search for in my library the page. Oops, I'm going to create a brand new chart. So I'm going to go in here and create a chart showing me my top 10 campaigns. So I'm going to bring campaign on the x-axis. I'm going to put my policy count onto the y-axis, turn it into a column chart. I'm going to apply a filter, and in this case I'm going to look at the top campaigns based on my policy count. So I'll search for policy count in here. I'm going to make that the top 10. So select top, click 10 in here, click away to find it. Now notice I don't actually have to do the sorting like I did in Practical 3. It will apply the sort directly for me, but I am going to come into the attributes and I'm going to show my data values here so I can see the actual numbers on here. I'm going to save that, so that's top 10 campaigns. Once I'm happy with the name, top left hand corner, save the chart, and I've now got a dashboard with a chart in the top left hand corner and a grid in the top right hand corner. Exactly the same in the bottom. I'm going to come down and I'm going to split those cells. This time I'm just going to create a chart in the bottom right hand corner, and this chart I'm going to create a really simple chart on here. So I'm going to select my salesperson, I'm going to select my policy count. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to call it Simple Chart and go ahead and save that. And I've now got something which is starting to look like a dashboard. Obviously, as we did in Practical 2, I can start to change things, to resize them and drag it around so it looks the part. But essentially now we've got that. As we did in Practical 2, I'm just going to save that as a layout. So I've got a default layout in there, and that's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, thank you very much.